Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on and share with you my 2023 journals. And so I normally do this in December. I kind of do it earlier so that I can show you my 2024 journals that I will be keeping. But yeah, just a lot of stuff has happened. Didn't have time. I got really sick. And yeah, that's just been my life. But I'm finally on break, and I figured I will pull out all of the journals that I kept in 2023 and give you a look at them. And so this is the pile. I don't even know how many journals are in here. Actually, there's one that's missing. And some of these aren't finished. Like some of them will be coming with me into the new year, but a few of them, a handful of them are in fact finished. So I just kind of wanted to show you them. So I'm kind of wondering where to start, and I feel like I should start with like the more planner based journals. And so it's this one and this one, and so let us do that. And let me just group these two together because they're related, and all this, and we'll just move everything aside because yeah. So yeah, there's quite a bit here. Again, some of them aren't finished, unfortunately. Some of them are in progress, and then just some of them will definitely come with me through to next year. But I want to talk to you about these two, which are my planners. And so normally I keep one planner, and for most of the year it was this one here, which is my Florier Lab planner. It is A6. This is the one that's not truly A6. It's actually smaller than your standard A6, but it is, Florier Lab is it's a Taiwanese planner. And I will be sure to leave the links down below for 2024's planners. This was my first year using one, and I just wanted to try it out, and I really liked it. I really did. And what I really loved about this particular planner is that you have your monthly, your monthly, a month on 2 pages, and then it goes straight into the daily pages. So it is pretty much like a Hobonichi, except for the fact that it's monthly, then daily pages, then monthly, then daily pages. And so all your months stayed the same. And there's no weekly in this. I don't like weekly. I don't really need a weekly. I plan all in a monthly. And so I didn't really need the daily pages either. So what I ended up doing for the daily pages for this journal was a bit of journaling. And so I came in here every single day and I did just a little journaling. I did jot down like anything that I had to remember. Like you'll see them here, like I had tutoring, day off, payday, etc., etc. But I just did a little bit of journaling every single day in this one. And I did that because I had a bunch of, daily or weekly projects going on, like a memory planner and then my other little journals. And I found that having one place to jot down everything that went on that day is great, because a lot of the times I don't go and sit down with those daily journals and document on the day. So for instance, like I have my December daily right here, and I am behind on my December daily. And which is fine because I'm caught up in this, I'm in this, if you go back to December, I'm so caught up in this, like doing my little snippet journaling in here, that when it's time to come, I think I'm up to day 12 in here, when it's time to sit down and do that, go back to day 12 and 13, I have at least a little snippet of what happened on these days, and so that I can recreate those pages in my December daily. And yeah, I thought this was a lifesaver, especially when I'm keeping multiple journals, especially if they're daily or weekly or what have you. I have a record here of each day, and it's just very little journaling each day. Make sure that, all the things, it's pretty much like I plan I use this as my planner, but then I use these pages sort of as like backfill, like not sort of planning, but sort of like a recap of what happened on these days. And yeah, some days you can tell that I just didn't do it, and that's fine. They're skipped days, but for the most part, it's like a full year of that. And I really enjoyed this, and I really wanted to keep doing this for next year, but I'm doing it a little differently. Like, I debated getting this same planner because it's beautiful. It's so pretty. I didn't use any of the planning pages in the front. Like, I tried, but I didn't. This is sterling ink. This is the printable. I would just print it in and put it in the front here to distinguish my months. And I did use this as a planner for most of the year, so I have my expenses in the back. But at some point I did switch from this. I think it was in September, and I switched back to my little pocket Filofax. I don't have September here. What I do is I have December, and then I have for the new year. But I switched back to my pocket Filofax because I was noticing that I wasn't taking this with me. Like, I wasn't really taking this out with me. For the most of the year, I had it in a Hobonichi cover, an A6 Hobonichi cover. Now I just have it in one of my A6 Foxy Fixes. But it's so thick and so chunky because it has all those daily pages. And this is Tomoe River paper. I don't remember the GSM, but it's a thicker version. It's not the thin one like the Hobonichi. So of course this is like chunkier. But yeah, this would just stay home. I would not take it out with me at all. It would just stay home, and I need a planner that I can just toss in my bag and bring with me. And so I really missed my rings. Like, I was in this pocket rings all of 2022, and what I had was just this printable, which you can find free in my store. I'll leave a link down below. But it's just a month on 2 pages with like a little flap. And how I size is I use Passport TN inserts. So a Passport TN, let's see if I can find one. So this is a Passport TN. This is a Cocoa Daisy one. Yeah, so I use Passport TNs, and I get them and I take them apart and then cut them in half and then hole punch these pages straight into my planner here. So I have a bunch of them punched out here. This is from an older Cocoa Daisy collection. But I'm trying to think, I'm trying to see if I have, yeah, right here. So this is the regular pocket. These are the Filofax pocket inserts. And then the one behind it is a Passport like TN size. So I don't know if you can see the difference here. Maybe you can see it better here. But like, it's significantly bigger, and I prefer this sized paper as opposed to these little Filofax ones. And I do use the Filofax ones. They're interspersed, but my inserts, my monthly inserts and like all the other inserts, are this bigger Passport TN size. So I just kind of wanted to point that out there. But yeah, so I moved in here in September because I wanted something more portable. And honestly, I was thinking of going back into this planner for 2024 anyway. And so I kind of wanted to, I guess, get a jump start on it. And so what I'm thinking of doing though, I guess I'll talk more about this in what I'm using for 2024, is doing something like this, but in here, so that I have just like a record. And I did start doing it in December, but yeah, I'll talk about that in that next video. But I did use this between September to the ending of the year. And I'm still keeping track. I'm doing the journaling bit in both places because I do want this one to be complete for the year. And so I did September through December do my journaling when I did journaling in here because I wanted to keep it in here. But yeah, I really loved this, and I really wanted to do it again for next year, but I'm doing it a little different. I did not buy a Flourier Lab. I would have gotten the A6 one, this one, again, if it was a true A6. This is not a true A6. I'm trying to figure out if I have an A6, like, handy. I don't. I know my little lovely journals are true A6 size. Here, I just pulled out an old Hobonichi so that you can see, like, you can already see the difference. This is much smaller. And like, if I pull this Hobonichi out, like, I'm gonna have to pull this one out as well because this one is significantly shorter. You can just see it. It's shorter like that and shorter on the top. If it was a true A6, I would have purchased it again, but I did not like how this one wasn't a true A6. It was more like a pocket, like, I don't know, it's a little bigger than a Passport TN. I feel like it's more like a pocket size and not a true A6. I wish it were a true A6 because it was beautiful. It was a beautiful planner, but unfortunately it was not. And so that's why I didn't buy the A6 again. And so I debated buying a B6 because I've been doing a lot of other journaling in a B6, but I decided to go with something else, and we will talk about that in that video. But yeah, I just wanted to show you my planners. So I used these two. This one will be coming in with me to the new year, and then once this one is done at the end of the year, it's just going to be archived. But those are my two planners. And now let us talk about, let's just talk about these two. I've shared these before. These are my Soulscape journals. So it's something I started new in 2023, was keeping a journal for like my study of astrology and like journaling with the moon phases and setting intentions and manifestations and law of attraction, that sort of thing. And I put like my prayers to the universe in here. Any course that I do, like I was doing a manifestation course here, these are the notes for it. Just dear universe, like this is a thing that I started doing. They're kind of like prayers to the universe and things like that. I did do Gabby Bernstein's manifestation challenge in the beginning of the year, and so that's in here. More journaling, a bunch of notes. I did do a lot of like note taking. I started going to these journaling classes halfway through the year, so this is where I would do that sort of journaling and more manifestation stuff. And so this was the first book that I filled up, and I started a new one. And this was just a planner that I bought from Home Goods, I want to say. And I just whited out all the planner stuff and just used it as a straight journal because I really liked this is the index. I really liked the monthlies, and I would use the monthlies. Let me go to like the year. Use the monthlies like this. So I did a lot of online workshops and like webinars. All of them are around like law of attraction, manifestation, astrology. I got really into Deborah Silverman and astrology. A few of them were, I think all of these are Deborah Silverman. Gabby Bernstein. I have just my one little word calls, which I didn't actually keep up very well with them. Marking down the new and full moon. My Water Your Soul, I kept a record of that here too. That's the class I did with Liz. So I used the monthlies to mark out all the webinars, all the Zoom calls for all these courses and stuff that I was doing. But then I marked it off for the astrological events, and then any like big moments in my life were marked off on the monthly. Like anytime I felt a shift in something, anytime I accomplished something or something manifested itself, or I kept a record in the monthly. So that's what this is. I call it my Soulscape because it's very much setting intentions, manifestation, journaling with the moon cycles, learning about myself through astrology and all these other things that I'm getting into. And so yeah, this is one that's been completed. And then this is my new one. And so this was a planner, like I said. And so moving forward, I'm going to be using these B6 Muji notebooks. And so this is one that I just covered. I covered this one with paper and washi, and it's pretty much set up how I want it. I have an index, and then it goes straight into a month. And then usually I have like the forecast for the month. So I have important astrological dates on here. I have the theme based on my chart. And then I have I have to draw everything out because this is a Muji notebook. It's one of the high quality notebooks, and I get the ones that are lined in grid. So I draw everything out, and then this was a full moon in Aquarius, and I did my journaling for that. Anytime I have like a random Dear Universe that I want to speak to the universe, new moon. And so this is what I do in here. Another Dever Zimmerman immersion. These are her webinars. I take notes in here. Right, so then this is September. I started using the Sterling ink printables in the B6 size to mark off the months. And so again, my forecast, then the calendar, and then whatever journaling I end up doing for that month. This was another webinar that I did with Sarah Wilder, and etc. Like, this is just this. And so I am definitely keeping this into the new year. This is currently where I am in December, and so I have tons of pages left in this particular journal, and so I'm going to continue this into January. So this is something that's coming in with me, but this is something that I started new for this year, and it's kind of a companion to my whole unfurling process, my whole unraveling journal keeping, and so I'm going to go into those journals next. And so that's this one. And then we're going to go into the journals that I like to keep for my unraveling, my whole process here. This is my unraveling journal for this year. I did not fill it up, so I think half of it is filled as I'm filming this. Yeah, so I have not even one full signature filled, and so this one is coming in with me till next year, and I will do 2024 in the second half of this journal. But this is my unraveling journal. This goes in tandem with my Soulscape journal, and then this journal, which is my Daybook of Dreams. And this is just basically like a giant vision board journal, commonplace book. It's like one of those kind of hodgepodge sort of books. And this is just where I go in and I write down quotes, write down some journaling, stick in some photographs that inspire me. This is a poem by Mary Oliver. You know, this was manifesting a dream garden, and anything that I pull out, quotes, magazine images that I love. I love this article from Stafanie Star, so I put it in here. This was a quote from a Victorian magazine that I paired with this this wasn't Bella Grace, this was Somerset Studio image. Again, this was something from Victorian magazines that I loved. It was like a double page spread, so I cut it out and like try to glue it in here as best I can. So this journal is like for inspiration, manifestation. Think of it as a vision board, but living in a journal. It's a commonplace book. It's anything that inspires me, anything that I wish to bring more of into my life. I copy down things in here, I glue things in here. And so this and this go in tandem, and with my Soulscape journal, because they're all about exploring the self. They're all part of my unfurling process. And so these two journals are coming with me into next year as well. So we'll move those aside and get into the other journals that either are finished or not finished, and hopefully they'll be finished. But yeah, so I'm gonna pull out, I think these are the ones that are finished, which are just these three. So I believe two of them are my little lovely journals, and then one of them is my Water Your Soul. Honestly, this one's kind of not finished, but we'll just put it here. But I think this one is the oldest. Well, the Water Your Soul one is the oldest, but this one documents I think April through May. Yeah. And so when I started the year, I was so sure that I was going to keep this. This is a Daphne's Diary. I'm just backtracking here. This is a Daphne's Diary planner, and I was going to keep it like a memory planner, or like a memory scrapbook. And so for January through February, I have like everything here, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I'm so glad that I did it. But I believe in March, I kind of fell down and did not work in here, or actually February. This is where I'm up to. I didn't do the journaling for this spread. And then we get into March, and I didn't even do this. So that's my jury card there. But like, I stuck things in, like there's pictures and ephemera and things in here for when they're supposed to be in here, but I didn't actually sit down and do any of the journaling, any of the scrapbooking, nothing in here. So January and February are in here. And then April, May, I don't know what happened in March, but April, May, I wanted to do my monthly journals again. Like, well, these weren't monthly. I usually get 2 months in one little journal, and normally I did them like this, little A6 journal, but I had this journal already made, and I figured, you know what, I want to do this. Let's just try it in this new size. This is sort of personal, like a personal wide size, and so I kept this one for April, May, and it was fun, and I really miss doing these sort of like, I call them my lovely journals. They're kind of like an everyday, scrappy junk journal, art journal, memory keep sort of journal. Literally anything goes in this journal, and I really enjoy keeping them. So I started keeping them again. So this one is from, what did I say? This one's from April to May, and then in like all of May, and then in June I started this little one, and this one lasts me through to September, so like the beginning of September, because I didn't journal in here every day. You know, I tried, I think, doing junk journal July in here, and I just didn't do all of the prompts. I did some of them, and then I have regular journaling in here too, and you know, junk journaling and memory keeping, and I love these little journals. And so I think moving into next year, I may do a few of these. We'll see how it goes. I'm definitely not going to have a memory planner, so I'm definitely going to use this more for that sort of purpose. But these are two from April through September. And then for October, I did this. Now, this one is a funny little journal because it is technically my October daily, even though I started it in August. I took James Luke Burke's Burtonville 2 virtual voyage course. If you know me, if you saw the video of me making this particular journal, but if you know me at all, I really enjoy following James on Instagram, on YouTube. I've taken a handful of his virtual voyage courses throughout the years since he started it, like during quarantine. Yeah, I love it. I love James. I love him and Steve, his husband. Oh my God, they are so talented. I think I gush about them all the time. I just have so much fun taking the virtual voyages. I never finish any of them. None of my journals are complete from any of those courses that I've taken, but I just love my time in that, you know, in it live with the live Zoom calls and doing the lessons and all this stuff. And so I decided to take the Burtonville 2. I've always been intrigued by Burtonville 1, and I always thought that I would just like buy it offhand and do it on my own, but I know me. I like the live portion because I actually get stuff done. Once the live portion is over, I like don't get anything done. It's so bad. It's so bad. That's why none of them get finished. Anyway, I decided to do this one. This one's completely out of my style. Normally I do the Disney ones, so I've done the Pixar one. I did the was it Wish Upon a Star, Once Upon a Star one, and then I do Art Journaling the Magic, which is completely different than James's stuff, but James is a guest teacher on Art Journaling the Magic, and those are more Disney based, and so I can do it in sort of my style and do my own colors and stuff. This is Tim Burton, and this is all Tim Burton, and if we all know what Tim Burton looks like, totally not my style, but I've always been so intrigued, and I really wanted to do it, so I did, and he did it in August because his October, November, December was just really crazy because he started dancing again, and so he was performing, and so normally he'll do it in October for like the theme, you know, but we did it in August, which was great. I loved it, and so my plan for this was to do it in August, and then come back in October and do like an October daily, so like a Burtonville 2 October daily like mashup thing. And I did for the most part. Did not do it all of October. I just kind of peeped in and actually started assembling things. So I made the journal, but I did all my drawings on separate pieces of paper so that I can come back in here and glue them down whenever I wanted to. And so during the course, I had the journal. but I kept working on loose leaf paper for all the things. And then periodically I would go back in and glue stuff down. And so this is not done yet. I don't know if I ever did. I don't think I did a flip through of this because nothing was glued down. See, this I did October through October 7th. That was, just documenting things, and I was trying to document the movies, and I have like a lot of them like printed out. I just didn't do any of the journaling. But yeah, so I need to finish this. I need to go back in and finish it. I did put stuff down, and some of the pages have things glued into it, and some of them don't. But I have to go back in and do all of like my October journaling, and so I have everything here. I have everything that I printed and like cut, and anything that I wanted to go in here in the back. I just have to sit down and go into it. So this one's not done. I feel like maybe October I might come back into it and do something in it. I really don't know when I'm going to revisit this course and revisit this journal. I say this all the time because my last virtual voyage journals are sitting unfinished in a rack, and so that's where this one's going to go. Hopefully I can get around to finishing all of these. Like, I really just need to take the time to do that. Speaking of unfinished things, we have this Stafanie Star memory planner, which, as you saw, I have January and February done, and I need to do March through everything else. And the thing is, I kept putting stuff in, like anytime I had like ephemera, I would just put it in here, knowing that, okay, that week, that's the ephemera for that week. I have a lot of receipts for things. Pictures, whenever I printed out pictures for my journals, I made sure to print out the same pictures before the memory planner. And then I have a whole folder on my desktop of pictures that belong in here that I just need to get printed. And so my plan for this, because none of it is done, I have that little journal, my planner, my Florio Lab planner that has everything that I did throughout the year. So what my plan is to do is, at some point in this break that I have, go through all my photographs that I have in that folder, compile them all up into 4x6 photos, and then send them to Free Prints to get it printed. So I can get all my photos printed, and so all I have to do is cut them and place them chronologically of when that thing occurred, right? Get all my photos printed. That's step one. Step two is to take the time to come back in here and do the scrapbooking. Like, this just needs journaling, so I need to go in here and do the journaling. And then March needs to be documented. And so I want to do that and like take the time out. So this is a project that's probably going to see me into next year, of course, because there's no way I'm going to get all this done in like a week before the new year. But yeah, that is something that I want to do because I would love to have this filled and completed for 2023. I'm not doing this again. I know when I bought this, I was so excited because I looked back through my 2017 one and I was like, this is amazing. I love this. But I didn't keep up with it. I didn't keep up with it this year, and I don't think I'm going to keep up with something like that next year. And so I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. But I am going to try to finish off this one because I think this would be a lovely little album to go back to. And so this is something that just didn't work out, but it's okay. I tried, and I am going to finish it. I'm determined. At some point, it'll be finished at some point. And so this is my December daily. This is my current December daily. December is not over yet. I am behind in it, but I am working my way through it. Some pages need journaling. For the most part, I'm up to date up until the 11th. And I just need to go in, print some photographs, and do the rest of the journaling for that. I have some more ephemera. I just got to find it. But yeah, December daily will get done. Flip through in the new year, of course. I actually have to do the cover for this too, because right now it's just living in this TN, and they're just it's literally just two signatures that aren't stitched at all. They're just living in the elastic, and that's what's keeping them together. So I got to do that. And then the last journal I want to share is this one, which is this 6x8 binder that I made. And this is my Water Your Soul binder. And so I think I will do a separate flip through of this. I don't think I've shared like little snippets of it, but never like in full. But this was a course that I took with Liz Lamoureux. And this is the journal that I kept. And it is half completed. Like, there is things in it. I think going further into it, a lot of the stuff just isn't, I did the journaling in the back. Okay. It's just not, I don't even know where I left off. I think it's somewhere over here that I left off. Actually, it's where this bookmark is. So wherever this is, all of this, what I did was I put everything together, and I pulled all the inspiration, all the handouts, everything together. I just haven't worked through any of it yet. So I may go back in and do that at some point, but that is this journal. I don't know. I may go back to it. I may not, but that is this one. And so I have here 2, 3, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then the ones that are coming with me, I'm not counting the duplicate of that one or the duplicate of this one because they're the same. But yeah, so I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 journals. 9 journals. And that's all of them. And so, yeah, so that is what I used, what I kept in 2023, and just my thoughts on some of them. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this peek of what I kept in 2023. The next video will definitely be what I'm planning to use in 2024. I think I did pretty good. I think the stuff that I did start out with, I forgot my Stafanie Star. I think the stuff that I started out with, what didn't stick was this. This was the only one that didn't stick. I did the Water Your Soul. I did go back to doing my lovely journals. This stuck, and I'm planning to keep those. Of course, the Unraveling Journal, there's one every year. This has come in with me multiple years, so that sticks. And then I always do a December daily, even though last year I didn't do one. And that's just a staple. So yeah, I think my staples are my Unraveling Journal, my Daybook of Dreams, the occasional lovely journal, of course the planner. These are new, the planner and the Soulscape, and my December daily. This was a course, and then of course this was the failure. But you know, this is how we learn, right? We explore, we try different things, and then see what works. For the most part, I kind of got my flow, and I will discuss that more in my next video. So thank you so much for watching this one. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, friends.